Testing 1, 2, testing. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pope Francis. Today it is Pope Francis taking on Minnechaug. Little MIAA Gonzalez, the voice of the Pope Francis Cardinals, bringing you this live and exclusive action right here today on the Pope Prep YouTube channel. Glad you could be with us. A fun day of lacrosse coming up. Minnechaug, Pope Francis, the upset heard around the world. And really around the world, as Minnechaug lost to Pope Francis on their turf the last time these two teams met. Minnechaug had no idea what happened. Reportedly, some fans from the Minnechaug side were not the happiest customers either. Today, it is a different scene. The scene shifts to Pope Francis, and ladies and gentlemen, for Pope Francis, they are immediately at a deficit. No Matt Davis. I read Matt Davis to the people. I do apologize about that one. Used last game's roster, assuming that Matt Davis is going to play. He's not. It's Caden Ames, the freshman, who will take the spot from Matt Davis. So Davis not in net today for Pope Francis. For some reason, it's Caden Ames who will be in net for Pope Francis. So Caden Ames, the opportunity today against Minnechaug. Big-time opponent, big-time game, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday afternoon lacrosse. Glad you could be with us. Here we go. Cardinals, Falcons, we're underway. Again, Cardinals 1-0 in the season matchup. Minnechaug looking for their first victory as Minnechaug will try to start it up the right side. Coming up with speed here is Minnechaug trying to make a play, but eventually Nick Cody gets back there in a nick of time. Cody moving it around. Here comes Dan Bez. Dan Bez on the far left side. Here he is. Bez looking around, trying to create some space. Dan Bez looking around, little spinorama, trying to fight off a Minnechaug defender. AJ Gonzalez here. Glad you could be with us. Last time we saw you, we do apologize about those technical difficulties out in the baseball diamond. It was an awesome senior day for the players. They mercy ruled Pittsfield, as immediately it'll be Minnechaug trying to get a shot in on Caden Ames. It goes out of bounds. Minnechaug will retain possession. Big opportunity for Minnechaug today. Trying to prove that last game when these two teams met was a fluke. Minnechaug, big lacrosse town indeed. Pope Francis trying to show them who's boss today. Cardinals looking for space on the defensive side. Minnechaug, opportunity is theirs today. Cam Gillis on the starting defensive ends. Wholesale lineup changes today for Pope Francis. Not the usual starting lineup. I don't even believe Gage Spurlonga is starting today. How about that? So Gage is starting on the bench. No Matt Davis in net. Minnechaug can't win today. I'm not sure when they'll be able to beat these Cardinals this season. Cody on the defensive side, trying to make the play. Minnechaug has possession, trying to create some space. Is Minnechaug. Minnechaug looking around, scrambling. They are. Going to take some time, looking for the best angle possible, trying to take it to the net. 10 minutes to go, opening quarter. Cardinals-Falcons battle today here on Tuesday afternoon lacrosse. Minnechaug looking for the nurse knock today, trying to fire on a shot. But Caden Ames makes the save. It will still be Minnechaug possession. So Ziggy Buffon, Mike Wilansky, and Rich Roy, the opening attack as Minnechaug fires that shot. Just to the right of the net, they'll take possession still. Jarrell starting on the defensive ends for Pope Francis. Playing midfield, rather, is Jarrell today. Jarrell, Goki, Bez, and the midfielders and the defense today to start us out. Defensive alignment for Coach Sheehan is Gillis, Cody, and Reiser. So a little bit of a change in the lineup. Wolverines, call them, use the Michigan Wolverines logo. That one will head to the back near the track. Minnechaug will take possession. So Minnechaug, it's been their kind of day to start it out. 9:05 to go in the opening quarter. Cardinals looking for some defense, and they get it. Guess who? It's Nick Cody. Nick Cody heading to SUNY Delhi. He'll kick it back to Caden Ames, freshman. Still a lot of time to think about college for him. It'll be Cam Gillis now for Pope Francis. Defensive ends, moving over to Reiser. Here's Reiser, the spinorama around the 40-yard line. Here's Jason, going to try to take it himself, trying to shake and bake around midfield. He eventually loses it, but moves it over perfectly to Ziggy. Ziggy can't hold it in for much longer. Takes a little dive onto that turf. Cardinals still going to look for it, and eventually Reiser comes up with it. Here he is. Jason, before he can move it in, we've got a whistle. Referees did not like what they saw from Pope Francis. Minnechaug taking possession. Minnechaug with a spinorama around Reiser. They're going to try to get the party started, but I think that was Ames getting in there and making the save. All right. The big K looking good in net. Caden looking A-OK thus far. 8:09 to go in the opening quarter. We're flying by here today on Pope Prep. Minnechaug trying to fire in another shot. That'll eventually head out of bounds. That'll finally be going the way of Pope Francis. So Pope gets a reprieve on the defensive ends. Cardinals looking to get it out of their own end. Rich Roy floating back for Pope. Moves it over. Here's Ryan Goki. But eventually he can't. Minnechaug will take it now. Fun start here today on Pope Prep. Before we do anything else, we've got a whistle. And I believe that Salai is going to get docked. Okay, so Jake Salai will be on a knee for a minute. I believe Pope did have too many men on the field. I think that would be the reasoning for it. So too many men on the turf for the Cardinals. And for Pope, not the best of starts you wanted here. Minnechaug with the opportunity. We'll have a minute with a man advantage. 7:17 to go, opening quarter. Can Minnechaug take the lead? A lot of anger and frustration from their side. We're going to have a flag here, another one. I think it's going to be on Pope Francis. They're going to be 2 men short for about 50 seconds. Looked like good defense to us, but referees did not like what they saw. So it'll be Jarrell and Salai, the 2 juniors, 2 Jacobs, on knees. So Jake Salai, Jake Jarrell will both take knees. The opportunity is now for Minnechaug. 2-man advantage. Here we go. Can Minnechaug strike early on? Minnechaug looking for space, trying to fire it around, looking around, trying to shake and bake and fire, and eventually they score.
Got it.
1-0 for Minnechaug. Sorry, folks, I did have an ant crawl on almost my legs, so I had to, give it a little love tap. Dan Bez will try to make the play. Not good to have ants up here in this press box. Cardinals looking for something on the offensive ends, though. Down 1-0 early on. Trying to get back into their groovy ways are Pope Francis. Roy tried to get in there, trying to make the play. Cardinals will try to send one out in front to Ziggy Buffon, and eventually he can't. Good back checker, moving back there by Rich Roy. Roy will try to get in there before we can do anything else. We've got a whistle. It'll still retain for Pope Francis. They will have possession. Pope Francis with possession. 6:06 to go. Opening quarter. Here's Wolanski. the man who has showed up so many times, and what do you know? He scores for Pope Francis. And just like that, he evens us out at 1 apiece. It's the money man, Mike Wilansky. Money Mike putting it in, and just like that, we are all tied up at 1 apiece. Even Steven once more. Thanks to Mike Wilansky. Before we can do anything else, we've got a whistle. I believe Pope Francis will get possession. Infraction on the faceoff. Before we can do anything else, it'll head out of bounds. It will be Minnechaug possession. I don't think there are that many games on the sports schedule this week. Maybe one more, I think. Yep, we have baseball, and then we'll be back here on Friday with some boys lacrosse. So, Amherst. We're going to be live with that one. Big save made by Ames on the defensive ends. Minnechaug quickly takes it in and makes the save there as Ames. So, Ames stepping into the net roll just nice for Pope Francis. One of the most charismatic freshmen, Mr. Ames, and that one will go in. So eventually Caden Ames had some nice saves. The big boys from Minnechaug get in, get the ball and go and put it in. It's 2-1 for Minnechaug. We've got a player down for Minnechaug. I think he took a lacrosse stick to the family jewels. 2-1 game. He'll get up and pray to the heavens that everything's okay. Dan Bez will try to get it back for Pope. Good start from Minnechaug, up 2-1 in Pope. Cardinals looking for space. It's the money man, Mike Wilansky. He'll kick it back to Rich Roy. We have still not seen Gage Spalonga. Before we can do anything else, we've got a timeout on the field, folks. 4:49 to go. We'll step aside. Cardinals down by 1. Minnechaug looking good thus far. No Matt Davis today for Pope. Cardinals going to have to battle. 2-1 Minnechaug. 4:49 to go. Opening quarter. Back in a flash. Only on Pope Prep. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. AJ Gonzalez, the voice of the Cardinals, back with you. 4:49 to go, opening quarter. It will be Pope Francis starting out with possession. Cardinals looking for space. Bez trying to fire in a shot. That one will head to the right of the net. Cardinals, frustrating start to say the least. Still no Gage Spurlonga in the game. Rich Roy just went on the ground and scored. It's good. Rich Roy, unbelievable. Came out of nowhere. Rich Roy goes to the net and scores on the ground. I think that's one of the only times we're going to be able to say that this season. Rich Roy, bada bing, bada boo, money in the bank. So Rich Roy puts it in. We're tied up again, 2-2, thanks to Senor Roy. Roy puts it in. And with that, it is a 2-2 game with 4:04 to go. Two-two game. Anyone can get it now. Jake Jarrell going to do the spinorama through every Minnechaug defender. He throws it up to Matt Feely. Feely trying to find Bez. That pass is picked off. Picked off by Minnechaug, and they're going to try to run it the other way. Unless number 21 goes a rumble and tumble over the 50-yard line, which he did. He gets it back, though. He'll fire in the shot, and Minnechaug puts it in. So right back the other way. That's 2 goals in less than 30 seconds. And Minnechaug eventually does put it in. And just like that, they take the lead back. Isaiah Kozub puts it in on Caden Ames. He says, Kozin up more goals. 3-2. The lead for Minnechaug. The lead for Minnechaug. So, fascinating start. Gage Spurlonga, again, not in the game. I'm not sure if he's injured or what the story is there, but we'll try to do some investigative reporting. Andrick, moving it around. Here come the Cardinals looking for space, trying to tie it up once more. As this first quarter comes to a close. Andrick. Here's Connor. Connor trying to just create something. But Minnechaug, they seem to be playing angry. Angry right now with the result of last game. And look out, they could add another here. But eventually, they cannot go in. Minnechaug. Agony and not putting that one in. That was Matt Worst, who had the opportunity, but could not stub it home for the Falcons. Minnechaug looking around, trying to fire on a shot. Caden Ames is there for Pope, and he makes the save. 2:40 to go, opening quarter. Cardinals moving up the field. Moving up the turf. Here's Molansky. Wolanski. Looking around. Scrambling around. He finds his man. It's Jason Reiser. Still no Spurlonga. Andrick to Roy. Back to Andrick it goes. Here he is. Connor. CO31. Heading to U Tampa. Molansky gets it right back. It's Connor Andrick. It goes. Andrick over to Roy. Roy. 1:25 to go. Opening quarter. Rich Roy. Roy. Looking around, trying to create some space. Here's Rich. Rich moving it back to Wolanski. Mike Wolanski going to wait. 1:05 to go, opening quarter. Cardinals looking to tie it up before the end of this first quarter. Wolanski. Ondrick. Connor Ondrick. Ondrick looking around. Finds Wolanski. Here's Mike. Money Mike. Looking for space. Trying to create space. Wolanski. Finds Enzo Lacordi. Enz. Moving it over to Roy. Rich Roy. The spinorama. The shake and bake. The fake. Roy looking for any angle he can get. Trying to fire on a shot. That one will head out of bounds. Looks like it'll be Pope possession still. 30.0. 30 seconds to go, opening quarter. Cardinals going to look at the clock. Realize that they've got to go, go, go. Ondrick. Connor. Mike Wolanski. Wolanski up top. Roy. Rich Roy. Trying to fire on a shot. It trickles in. Rich Roy, with 6 seconds to go in the opening quarter, delivers his second goal of the day. Bada bing, bada boo. Money in the bank. Rich Roy puts it in. A success story all year, all 4 years here at Pope Francis. Puts it in again. He's heading to RPI to play lacrosse for a reason. 2 goals for him, 3 goals for Pope. Even Steven once more, 3 apiece. So, with 6 seconds to go, Dan Bez will look to the heavens for a miracle. 6 to go. Here's Bez. Dan, he's got to shoot. He's going to try to fire on a shot. The trickler is saved by Minnechaug, and that will be how we end the first quarter. Double zeros on the clock. Fun first quarter of lacrosse. Cardinals had the opportunity there, but could not cash in. Trying to get that lead, but they'll have to wait. 3-3 the score. We head into the second quarter. Back in a minute and 30 seconds, folks. Stay tuned. Pope Prep champions play here. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Ready to begin the second quarter. 12 minutes on the clock. 3-3 game. As Dan Bez cleanly wins the faceoff. Back to Cam Gillis. We're set to begin. Second quarter is underway. Cam Gillis will take it. He'll move it over to Matt Feely. Feely bounce pass. He corrals it in. Here's Matt with speed. Perfect pass over to Dan Bez. Here's Bezbrachenko. The big Bez. Bez over to Rich Roy. Rich with 2 of the 3 Cardinal goals. So no Josh Ivey. Gage Spalonga's on the bench and no Matt Davis. The Cardinals are really playing with fire here, but They think they can take care of business here today. I think they can handle Minnechaug confidently. Like the boldness from Pope. Bet is going to try to fire a trickler save made by Minnechaug. They'll try to work it in the other way. Cardinals now will get it back. Trying to, at least, as Minnechaug holds it in. Minnechaug trying to take the lead. Again, Caden Names been okay in that for Pope Francis. First start here in the quote-unquote big leagues. He's looking okay. Minnechaug's going to try to fire on a shot, and they eventually do. So Minnechaug does put it in, and eventually they do take back that lead. Nick Boudreau puts it in. Nick Boudreau gets the goal for Minnechaug. 4-3. The lead now. For Chaug. Minnechaug wins the draw. Trying to add on. Up a goal. Minnechaug trying to move it around. Trying to shake and bake and fire. And they do with authority. Minnechaug puts it in. And just like that, it is 5-3 Minnechaug. How about that for upset special? Not many of the pundits around the Western Mass area thought that Minnechaug would be able to come in here and have a lead, but they're doing it. The shorthanded Cardinals down by 2 right now. Cardinals looking for defense. Minnechaug coming out of nowhere with authority. Good second quarter for them. Out on a 2-goal run, up by 2 now. Cardinals looking for defense. Goki trying to get there, along with Feely. Cardinals will search for it. They'll head out of bounds. Cardinals will hold possession. Jake Jarrell has it for Pope. Here he is, moving it over. Enzo LaCorey. LaCorey trying to shake and bake as fast as he can. He gets popped around the 45-yard line. And do I mean popped? Man, oh man. LaCorey got sent back in time there. Minnechaug looking to create some space. 9:27 to go, second quarter. Trying to fire on a shot is Minnechaug. I think Ames made the save. Rebound. Cardinals trying to find it. Jarrell trying to search for it. They'll head out of bounds. And will be Minnechaug possession, so Minnechaug, the team working from left to right of your screen. The opportunity is theirs. Up 2. Trying to really put closeout goals in here as that shot trickles to the right of the goal. Minnechaug trying to fire it in again, and they do. 6-3. The lead for Chaug. How about that? So Chaug gets on the board again. It is a 3-goal lead for them. Pope not looking like themselves right now, and we're going to have a timeout. So Pope Francis trying to regroup. Suddenly down by 3. Minnechaug, excellent second quarter. We'll be back in a flash. Stay tuned, folks. Pope Prep Champions play here. Cardinals trying to figure things out. Exclusively on Pope Prep. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Cardinals in the ruts. Down by 3, 8:44 to go, second quarter. And Bez will try to just take it the other way. Quickly try to fire a shot. He scores off the face-off. Dan Bez does the shake, the bake, the bing, bada boo. Money in the bank. Dan Bez, have yourself a goal. He puts it in, makes the 2-goal Minnechaug lead. Dan Bez with the goal. Star-studded one indeed. And just like that, it is 6-4 for Minnechaug. Pope Prep Productions would like to also wish the very best to Mr. Steve Tatro for everything he has done for the police force. And I miss him here at these Pope games. Hopefully he can come back. Thank him for everything he did here, serving with the fights in the parking lot when we've had those in the 2 years. So thank him a lot for everything he's done here. Sure we'll see him at many more games coming up in the future. Cardinals trying to get back now. Minnechaug trying to create some space. Minnechaug trying to try to fire on a shot here. That one will go to the right of Katie Names. With the stoppage of play at 8:07 to go in the second quarter. Andrew Sarazina, the director of Pope Prep Productions for another month. We'll take it away. Andrew, mic is yours.
Thank you, AJ. As I'm sure a lot of you know, I handle all of the playoff away location coordination and all of that. So just a bit of an update on boys baseball playoffs. We have confirmed that the championship for all 5 divisions for boys will be June 16th and June 17th at the Polar Park in Worcester, Massachusetts. So we make the baseball state championship. We'll be off to Polar Park on either June 16th or June 17th. That is a Friday or Saturday. Just wanted to pass that information along. I'll continue to give updates on schedules and stuff for the playoffs as I hear it. So, AJ, thank you. Back to you.
All right, Andrew. That sounds like a lot of fun. That would be one great way to end the historic season here for Pope Prep Productions. Ending in that Polar Park. That'd be very nice. So, hopefully Pope Francis can run the table. Get to that point, that would be amazing. I'll root for it. That would be definitely interesting to see for sure. Having a season at Polar Park and a season where we went to the TD Garden, that would just be an awesome touch to an amazing season. Here's Matt Feely. Feely going to try to create some space in the face of pressure. He finds his man wide open. It's Jake Jarrell. Jarrell looking for space. Gets cut off. Molansky will take it now. Cardinals down by 2. Not playing the big guns today. Spelonga still on the bench. Molansky moving it back over to Jarrell. Jarrell on over to Rich Roy. Here's Roy on the left side. Cardinals will just hold it in with Rich Roy. Cardinals going to try to find it here, but I believe they will eventually get under it. Molansky. Mike. Over to Roy. Rich over to Dan Bez. Big Bez. Moving it back. Roy. Rich Roy. Finds his man. Bez trying to fire a shot. Aiming for the wrong net there was Mr. Bez. Soccer net instead of a lacrosse net. Common mistake. Molansky. Looking to create some space. Here he is. Money Mike. Mike. To Reiser. Reiser. Looking around. Attack now was Mr. Reiser. Reiser with space. Finds his man. Ziggy. Ziggy moving over to Andrick. Here's Connor. Andrick. Looking for space. Trying to fire a shot. Look out. It's way off. Heads out of bounds. I believe he got deflected. Normally we don't see shots like that. So Pope Francis will still hold possession. Roy. Here's Rich trying to go out of the ground, out of the floor on the board style again. Flag's going to fly, and I believe it's going to be on Minnechaug. So Pope Francis will be a man up for a minute. And with that being said, all aboard the Gage train. Gage coming in for the first time today. When the Cardinals feel like they need a goal, they call him. So Coach John Sheehan has seen enough. He says it's time to ride the Gage train. Big opportunity for Pope. Gage to Rich. Rich back over to Gage. Gage to Rich. Batman and Robin working it out. Robin over to Batman. Spurlonga. Back to Bez. Bez. Ziggy. Ziggy over to Bez. Dan Bez carves it over to Gage Spurlonga. Choo. Gage train rolling. Trying to pick his perfect timing, but can't. It'll head out of bounds here. It'll be going the way of Pope. Spurlonga got to work quickly here. With that man advantage. Roy to Spurlonga. Batman to Robin. Over to Molansky it goes. Molansky. Rich Roy. Roy. Spurlonga. Roy trying to fire a ground ball. That deflects out of play. Pope will still hold possession. Molansky to Rich Roy. Roy over to Spurlonga. Spurlonga back to Roy. Roy trying to fire one on the ground. But he can't. Save made. Man advantage is over. But the Cardinals force a turnover. It's Roy. Roy trying to move it back to Wolanski, who's going to try to fire in a shot. Save made there by Minnechaug. Wolanski's going to give him a run for the money. Wolanski gets it. Wolanski picks it up. Here's Mike. Mike trying to fire a shot. Hard work pays off, ladies and gentlemen. Wolanski puts it in. And just like that, it is a 6-5 game. Mike Wolanski puts it in, his second of the day. And just like that for Pope Francis, it's back to a one-goal Minnechaug lead. Hard work pays off. Mike Wolanski puts it in. Doesn't give up. Made the Minnechaug netminder feel uncomfortable. And now Mike Wolanski smiles. 6-5. Let's go, Bez. The champ. Bez trying to move it over to Roy. Roy will have to field it in. Wolanski will try to do the same. Wolanski and Roy in a dogfight for it now. Roy trying to get there, trying to make the play. Roy's still looking for it. Before we can do anything else, we'll have a whistle. And I believe we have a timeout. Timeout's going to be taken here by Minnechaug. We'll step aside. 3:11. Cardinals coming back. 6-5. The lead for Minnechaug. Back in a flash on Pope Prep. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. 6-5 the lead for Minnechaug. Cardinals starting to fight back. Cardinals trying to get back. Minnechaug trying to work it in. Minnechaug trying to move it in. Trying to create some space. Minnechaug looking around. 2:38 to go. Coming up, the best halftime report in the business. We'll bring it to you live here from the beautiful press box here at Pope Francis. Cloudy day. Minnechaug coach having a fit on the sidelines. Throws down the whiteboard and says, "Are you kidding me?" No, not kidding you. 2 goals in a row here from Pope Francis and made this a 1-goal Minnechaug lead. Minnechaug knows if they can't win today, when the important players for Pope are sitting out, it's not going to be their season. Minnechaug looking around. Trying to create space, spinorama, trying to fire a shot. And just like that, did that one go in? No! Caden Ames says, not today. Not in my house. Stay groovy, says Caden Ames. Or did it, what? Hit the side of the net. Okay, I thought Ames made the save, but he didn't. Minnechaug will take possession. Andrew Sarrazino got a little scheduling update for us. Here's Andrew.
I didn't really have a scheduling update. I kind of forgot what I was going to say, so I'll have that ready for you in just a minute. I'm copying some things over to Google Sheets, so give me a sec.
Awesome. Best in the biz, Andrew Saracena. Minnechaug trying to move it around. That's what we pay him for, folks. Minnechaug trying to fire it in, and eventually they score. Minnechaug puts it in. They take back a 2-goal lead. And Andrew Sarrazino suddenly remembered what he was going to say. Let's hear the genius thought that Andrew Sarrazino was boiling in his head.
Yeah, so I'm getting everything ready for the playoffs, in case you can't tell. We will have the Western Mass bracket finalized this Saturday or Sunday. We will have confirmed the bracket will be released this Saturday or Sunday from Western Mass. Pope Francis is currently number 1 in the Valley Wheel Conference. I can confirm we do play in Division 3, so take that how you will. But we are number 1 out of the conference, so there's your standings and Western Mass sports update. I'm done now.
Apparently he's done, folks. That's not good. Minnechaug looking around, trying to create space. They'll have a man advantage in a minute. When they lose possession, Nick Cody will try to rumble it around and it'll go out of bounds. The Cardinals will be down a man for a minute. It looks like the Big Bears will have to take the knee. Or will it be Feely? It will be. I'm trying to figure out who it is. Okay, so it will be Bez. I'll take the knee and sit out for a minute. Opportunity for Minnechaug. Trying to get a 3-goal lead back at halftime. Minnechaug looking around, trying to create some space. Shaking it, baking it, looking in still. Minnechaug trying to try to fire on a shot. They do. They score just like that. It is 8-5. They get the 3-goal lead back. So Pope Francis, the B roster here, having a hard time keeping up with Minnechaug today. 1:06 to go. Cardinals lose it deep into Minnechaug end. Minnechaug going to try to take it the other way. Trying to add insult to injury here before we do anything else. We've got a whistle. We've got a timeout for Pope Francis. They'll use their third. 59.7 to go. Second quarter, back in a flash. 8-5, the lead for Minnechaug. Cardinals in the ruts. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got 59.7 to go. Minnechaug with possession off a Cardinal timeout. Cardinals need an offensive stand here badly. For Caden Ames, been a rough opening day for him. Minnechaug, no, it's not Matt Davis in net. They're going to fire in from everywhere and every which way they can. Ten seconds to go, opening half. Cardinals just trying to clear it out of their own end. Nick Cody will be the assignment to get it out. Goki looking for a 2. Cody trying to get back there with the riser. Double zeros on the clock. That's it. First half's over. 8-5, the lead for Minnechaug. Coming up, folks, we've got the second half for you. Before that, we've got the halftime report coming up in just a sec. Cardinals heading into the break, down 3. Stay tuned. Champions play here. Pope Prep YouTube page, back in a flash. Halftime report is next. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. AJ Gonzalez, voice of the Cardinals, alongside with you. Ready to begin the second half here today. It's Minnechaug's day thus far. Up 8-5, heading into the third quarter. It appears that Minnechaug is on the fast track to victory today. Unless the Cardinals can figure things out quickly, it will be Minnechaug's day. AJ Gonzalez with you here. Live in the press box. Minnechaug going to look for space. 8-5, the lead for them. Advantage for 3 goals is their lead. Cardinals not playing the big guns today. Gage Spurlaga on the bench. He's been on the bench for 99% of the day. That's going to head out of bounds. It looks like it's going to be Minnechaug possession. It will. Minnechaug baseball playing Pope Francis today as well on the baseball field, not varsity. Maybe JVB. Trying to figure that one out.
It's JVB.
Okay, JVB baseball. Yep, playing Minnechaug over there on the diamond. So Pope versus Minnechaug. Everywhere kind of special today.
Green all over the place.
Yeah, green and white all over the place, to say the least.
Birds are invading.
Minnechaug with an 8-5 lead here, trying to fire on a shot. That'll head to the left of the goal. Minnechaug coach, again frustrated, slamming his clipboard down to the turf. Can the Cardinals come back? Matt Feely gets popped. Andrick. Connor loses a stick, but does the job and effectively moves it up to Reiser. Reiser gets tumbled down, gets shoved down. Ziggy Buffon will try to come in and help. Here's Ziggy looking for it. Ziggy going to try to make the play. He will eventually try to get there. Before he can do anything else, he can't. It'll be Minnechaug possession. Minnechaug loses the ball. Ziggy Buffon will quickly and wisely pick it up. But eventually, Minnechaug will get it right back. Minnechaug looking around, trying to fire in a shot. Cardinals will try to get there instead. Here's Goki. Ryan Goki trying to get there. Here he is. John Henry View getting ready to check in the game. Goki looking around, trying to get there. It appears it'll be Minnechaug. No, Pope possession. Connor Roderick has it for Pope. Cardinals looking for a comeback. Reiser over to Wolanski. Here's Mike. Money Mike looking around. Trying to create space. Takes a tumble to the turf. Wolanski trying to make the play. I think he lost a stick. I believe one of the Minnechaug players broke a stick. So stick will be left down behind the Minnechaug netminder. Minnechaug going to look around. Try to create some space. Here they come looking around. Trying to make it 9 goals. No! The field goal is good instead. They shoot it over the net. They shoot it through the field goal post, and it goes out of the Pope track and into the woods. So rest in peace to that lacrosse ball. 8:06 to go. Cardinals trying to come back. Minnechaug trying to add on and put dagger goals in here. Minnechaug looking around, trying to create space, trying to fire a shot. I think one of the own players on Minnechaug blocked it, so it heads out of bounds. It'll still be Minnechaug possession. Minnechaug looking for it. Trying to create space, trying to fire a shot. Bullseye for Minnechaug. They put it in. 9-5. The lead for Minnechaug, putting this game in cruise control. John Henry View is moving to attack, so he'll be in attack for probably the rest of this game. We'll see. Cardinals trying to get back. Minnechaug going to try to fire on a shot, and they do the other way. Game is out of control. It is 10-5 for Minnechaug. Frustration. Today for Pope. 7:12 to go in this third quarter. Minnechaug up by 5. Uncommon to say the least. It appears that the Cardinals are going to pick up their third loss of the season. And Minnechaug will have it here. Dan Bez had the infraction on the face-off. So Minnechaug, another opportunity to add on. Minnechaug looking around, trying to create space, 6:40 to go. Minnechaug looking around, trying to create space, trying to fire on a shot. That one will head to the right. Caden Ames. Ames the space. I'll move it over to Sam Graham. Here's Sam. Sam up the right side of the field. I'll try to move it over to Jason Reiser. Here's Reiser trying to fire on a shot. I think it was a pass instead. The first to Wolanski. Wolanski over to Reiser. Reiser. Man, if John Henry View were able to get a goal, that would be something. Roy. Roy over to Andrick. Andrick. Looking around, trying to create space. Finds Reiser. I think Jason's trying to set him up. Lansky holding possession. Here's Mike. Mike trying to get there, trying to make the play. He'll defer it off instead. Here's Roy. Here's Rich. Rich Roy with steam and space. Trying to stay groovy, trying to come back. Down 5 is Pope Francis. 5 minutes to go. Third quarter, trying to fire in a shot. That'll head out of bounds. It will be Minnechaug possession. So Minnechaug wins the race out of bounds. They will gain possession with 4:55 to go in the third quarter. Minnechaug looking around, trying to fire on a shot. 11-5. Frustration today for the Cardinals. Here's Bez. Dan Bez. Moving around and try to fire on a shot to the Cardinals, and they score. It is Richard Roy. So Rich puts it in. And that'll cut the lead to 11-6 with 4:33 to go in the third quarter. Bez loses the draw. Minnechaug going to try to work it in quickly, trying to fire it in. What? A goal. A howitzer from Minnechaug. They put it in. It's the main man on the attack, Charlie Harton, who puts it in. A lights-out type of goal. From the Falcons, 12-6. Frustration building for Pope today. Most of the starters for Pope Francis. A lot of the usual suspects on the bench. As Matt Feely will try to make the play. Feely will move it over to Bezrachenko. Here's the big Bez. Dan trying to will his team back into this game. Dan Bez. Bez with space. He's going to get a flag. Opportunity coming in for Pope. It'll be Reiser handling it for Pope. Bezrachenko appears to be in a little bit of pain. Ondrick. Connor has it. Moving it over. Reiser. Molansky trying to get there as well. Heads out of bounds. Before we can do anything else, we've got a whistle. And a stoppage. And I believe we have a timeout. So timeout has been taken. I think here, let's see. Or is it just a stoppage in play? Or we do apologize. Okay, so Minnechaug is going to be down a player for a minute. With that being said, they'll have an extra man. Will Pope Francis. And they'll trot back on Gage Sperlonga. So Sperlonga comes in. Flag went down earlier before that entire sequence. Well, a long time without a whistle. A long time with Pope possession. So with 3:25 to go in the third quarter, Pope Francis with the opportunity to put it in and make it a 12-7 game. Sperlonga on the field. Here we go. Man advantage for Pope. Roy back over to Gage. All aboard the Gage train. Sperlonga shoves a man down to the turf. Sends him flying. Cardinals will hold possession. Another flag coming in for Minnechaug. And finally, the tic-tac-toe is back on. It's Ziggy Buffon putting it in. Goal is in. And just like that, it is 12-7. And Minnechaug will be a man down still for a minute. Or will they? Let's see. So I believe after review, that goal is going to count as a regulation-type goal, so there will be no penalty. Penalty waived off with the goal. Minnechaug will elect to take a timeout. 3:09 to go, third quarter. 12-7, the lead for Minnechaug. Coming up, we've got the rest of this game. Pope trying to fight back, down 5. Stay tuned. Champions play here. Cardinals back in a flash. Only on this YouTube channel and only on Pope Prep. Bezrachenko trying to get back for Pope. Welcome back. Minnechaug going to try to take it the other way immediately. Cardinals finally get back in the defensive side with Goki. Goki will try to find Dan Bez. Bez on the run for it. Look out. He might get popped unless he gets it. He does. Eventually. Here's Dan Bez. 2:48 to go. Third quarter. Moves it over to Reiser. Jason. Over to Enzo LaCory. There's Enzo. Enzo over to Reiser. Reiser back to Mike. Here's Mike Wolanski. Wolanski to Roy. Roy to Ondrick. Here's Connor Ondrick. Ondrick over to LaCory. LaCory trying to fire on a shot. Save made by Minnechaug. Rebound. Cardinals quickly pick it up. Trying to fire on a shot was Roy. That one heads out of bounds. Pope wants possession. They're not going to get it. It'll be Minnechaug possession instead. 1:56 to go. Third quarter. Not looking good today for Pope Francis. Cloudy days summarizing where this game's headed. Cardinals trying to get back on the defensive side. Minnechaug trying to look inside, but eventually the Cardinals will get it. Ziggy Buffon trying to corral it in, but eventually that one will roll down the field. Ziggy going to try to get there, trying to step over a man is Ziggy. Ziggy fighting for it, putting in the work, putting in the hours, but eventually he will take what's his. And Ziggy falls down to a knee. Hope he's okay. I'll get right back up. I don't know what he was doing there. He gets it. Appears to be in a little bit of a pain for a minute, but we'll hold it in. We'll also have a timeout. I think we're going to have an injury timeout. Okay, so Ziggy Buffon will come off. Hope he's okay. I think he's just going to trot off. And it'll be John Henry View coming in. So Pope will hold possession. 1:32 to go in this third quarter. Ondrick to Wolanski. Mike looking around, trying to create some space. Wolanski trying to get there. Here's John Henry View having a hard time handling things in the offensive zone. That's going to be a flag on Pope. I think it'll be on John Henry. Or will it? Let's see. Or will it be on Minnechaug? Because I see Spurlonga trotting back on. We'll watch both benches. So Minnechaug will be down a man for a minute. 1:03 to go, so essentially down a man for the rest of the third quarter. Pope will try to net it in. The big man, Spurlonga, back onto the field. Cardinals down 12-7. Big point in this game if they can score. Trying to mount an extraordinary comeback. Spurlonga. Spurlonga over to Roy. Roy. Spurlonga again. Spurlonga to Goki. Goki looking around, trying to find Rich Roy. Roy back to Gage. All aboard the Gage train. Gage trying to fire on a shot, and eventually Minnechaug will take it. Trying to take it the other way. Here comes Minnechaug. Looking around, trying to take it up the other way. Goki trying to get back there. Big time hit there by Gage. Flag is going to fly deep. And now, with 12.1 to go, the penalty is going to be over. Referee says the Minnechaug player can go back. Gage will now take a minute. Knee for, let's see, for 1 minute. Okay, so Gage out for a minute. Minnechaug opportunity to put this game on ice. Heading into the fourth quarter. And that will close it out. Minnechaug heads into the fourth quarter. Up 12-7. Can they hold on? Coming up, we'll find out right here on Pope Prep. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Minnechaug heads into the all-important fourth quarter, up by a score of 12-7. For Pope Francis, it's going to be a make-or-break quarter. They're going to have to score quick, down 5. Minnechaug trying to start it out with a bang with Gage Belonga on a knee. Cardinals trying to get there and get to it, but before Jarrell can finally get there, it'll be Minnechaug possession. Minnechaug looking around, trying to create some space, trying to fire on a shot, but eventually Ames is there to make the save. Minnechaug looking around. We're going to create some space here. Trying to fire on a shot. They do. They score. Insult to injury now. 13-7. The lead for Minnechaug. How about that? Up by 6. So, rough. Rough affair right now for Pope Francis. Here's Dan Bez. Bez trying to create some space. Moving over to Rich Roy. Andrick. Wolanski. Rich Roy. Roy with space. Here's Roy, looking around on the left side, trying to cut it to the goal. Roy fires the shot. He scores.
We're within 5. We can do this.
And the Cardinals are now back within 5, 13-8. The lead
I'm confident.
for Minnechaug. Again, we've seen leads evaporate very, very fast in this sport. Anything can happen at any time. We've learned that many times.
Playoff Joe can't score on even a healthy shot. We saw a lead evaporate.
Before we can do anything else here, before we can resume, infraction on Bez on the face-off. You know what that means? That means Minnechaug's getting possession. Bez trying to get back. Cardinals looking for it, trying to fire in a shot. Was Minnechaug. That one scampers over the net and into the track. 9:43 to go tonight. And the shot, they score. Minnechaug, every time Pope needs a stop, Minnechaug just comes in and says, we're going to score. Cardinals trying to get back. And trying to fire on a shot as Minnechaug. They're dancing now. They're staying groovy. The Cardinals are going to start losing. 15-8. Minnechaug starting to stay groovy. Cardinals going to continue losing. 15-8. The lead for Chaug. Here's Sam Graham. Sam. Over to Caden Ames. There's Caden. Caden to Ryan. Goki. Over to Andrick. Connor Andrick, the spin move. Here he is. This is Connor. Andrick. Looking around. Looking to create space as Andrick. Going up the middle of the field. Connor, Superman, trying to wear the S on his chest, but eventually that one goes into the track. Cardinals looking for it. Ziggy Buffon. Over to Mike Wolansky. There's Rich Roy. Roy with space. Here's Rich. Rich trying to create space before we can do anything else. We've got a whistle. Appears it'll still be going the way of Pope. There's Pope. Riser. Moving over to Andrick. Andrick back over to Ziggy Buffon. Here's Zach. Zach to Connor. Connor to Wolanski. Wolanski. Andrick. Looking around, makes a Minnechaug man lose his stick. Here's Connor. Connor over to Rich. Rich. Before we can do anything else, it'll be a little whistle. Be Riser going to get it. He'll walk slowly. Acting like we have all the time in the world. It's okay. We kind of do. Jarrell. Jarrell. Creating space. Here's Jarrell. Taking it coast to coast and putting it in for Pope Francis. 15-9. Now Pope Francis is only losing by 6. 15-9, the lead for Minnechaug. And for Jake Jarrell, that is one outstanding goal. Cardinals looking for it. 6:32 to go. Dan Bez. Wolanski. Looking around. Trying to create space. The big man, Jason Riser. Riser trying to find something, but eventually he finds nothing. Rich Roy, Riser, not on the same page. Less than 6 minutes to go. Riser trying to fire in a shot. He scores! Jason Riser. Hang on, folks. Hold the phones. Game isn't completely over. Face-off coming in for Dan Bez. Here's Bez. Yeah, Bez the champ. Bez going to go coast to coast, trying to fire it in. This would be one epic comeback. Going from the 50-yard line to the net was Bez. He had everything but the finish.
He went from Chicago.
Looked like Ben Simmons on the basketball court. Everything, but at the end, no results. Minnechaug trying to take it the other way. 5:30 to go. Fourth quarter. Game on the line. One more goal would essentially be the dagger today. Cardinals looking for defense. Jake Jarrell trying to provide it. Minnechaug going to try to fire in a shot. That one goes behind the net. Minnechaug quickly there to take it in. Minnechaug trying to go tick-tack-toe. And what do you know? They put it in. $16-10, the lead for Minnechaug. For Pope Francis, It appears that this day will end in frustration. 5:06 to go. For Minnechaug, they will be joyous in road territory. Minnechaug trying to take it in the other way again. Believe a stick hit a Minnechaug player in the head. No flag was thrown, though, as the Cardinals will try to take it the other way, and doing so with speed is Ryan Goki. Goki with steam up to the 30. He'll defer to Ziggy Buffon. Here come the Redbirds. Trying to make some noise the other way. Rich Roy. Roy trying to do something before we can do anything else. It'll be Minnechaug possession. Refs did not like what they saw from the Pope Francis crew. Cardinals going to look for it, trying to create space. Andrick trying to get back. Trying to make the play, but eventually Minnechaug will hold in. 4:14 to go. Fourth quarter. Minnechaug just holding possession. Frustrating day for Pope. Cardinals will try to take it the other way. Here's Bez. Dan Bez to Rich Roy. Airborne. He scores. Rich Roy puts it in. Cut it back to a 5-goal Chog lead. That was excellent there from Senor Richard. Richard goes airborne. Takes it the other way. Spinorama and puts it in. 16-11 the lead for Chog. And before we can do anything else, we've got a timeout. Timeout taken. We'll step aside. 3:18 to go. Fourth quarter. Chog up by 5. Bez face-off coming in. Minnechaug looking for the true dagger tonight. Up 16-11. Could it be a real dagger? Minnechaug looking around. .232, Minnechaug's just staring at the clock now. Minnechaug still looking for space. Minnechaug looking in, trying to create space. 16-11. They're going to win this game for Pope Francis. A real look in the mirror today. Frustrating day. Going to lead to a frustrating outcome. 1:30 to go. Cardinals looking for a reprieve tonight. Cardinals trying to make the play. Go out of bounds. 1:18 to go. Fourth quarter. Minnechaug holding possession. 1:10 to go. Fourth quarter. Before we can move anywhere, we've got a timeout. With 1 minute to go, exactly, right under that. 1 minute to go. Cardinals not going to be able to come back. We'll strategize for the last minute of this game. Stay tuned. Champions play here. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 1 more minute to go. And a 16-11 Minnechaug take over of Pope Francis today. And before we can do anything else, we've got a whistle. I believe Andrik did step out of bounds. Wherever that was over there did step out. Will be Minnechaug possession.
How about
43 seconds to go.
I want you to go to the loading dock without calling either of us once.
Minnechaug looking around, 37.3 seconds to go. I'd like to thank the crew today with me, Caleb Gilmet, running the camera and running everything else here. Future director of Pope Prep Productions and the current director of Pope Prep Productions, Mr. Andrew Sarrazina, joining us as well today. So, superstar crew. We thank them for joining us today. Pope Francis on the turf, not their best showing. We'll have an opportunity to make up for it Friday. They take on Amherst here. We'll be back live with you for that game. That'll be the last regular season game of the season. No sports going on in the Pope Prep scene on Friday. And then that will be a wrap for the regular season. And it'll be playoffs, and after that, summertime will be upon us. We got a lot to do. and a lot to look forward to. That does it from here. Double zeros on the clock. Minnechaug. Comeback game for them. They take this one by a final score of 16-11. For Andrew Serrazino and Caleb Gomez, I'm AJ Gonzalez, the voice of the Pope Francis Cardinals, saying so long from Springfield. Final score 16-11. Minnechaug wins it. We'll see you next time right here, exclusively on Pope Prep.